get a feeling it's gonna be a riot. I don't read the newspapers because they all have ugly print.
At the starting of the week, at Sunday talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday. Negotiations breaking down. See the leaders start to frown. It's more than Monday.
We are back with another edition of your favorite morning show, The Daily Dose on the Gorilla Radio Network.
You'll be sitting, taking lunch. The news will hit you like a punch. It's only Tuesday.
What's happening?
Ask your doctor if the Daily Dose is right for you. Common side effects include sarcasm, informed opinions, and wondering how the hell these people got elected. The Daily Dose starts now.
What's happening?
Tomorrow never comes until it's too late. Tomorrow never comes until it's
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. It is June 18th, 2026, and it is 8:17 in the morning on this beautiful, hot, muggy Florida morning. It's only going to get worse with the heat. We'll get into the weather here in a second, but just wanted to welcome everyone that's watching the show. If you watched me yesterday live or if you watched the replay, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support that you're giving me and all the views that I'm getting. It means a lot that you guys maybe find me funny or, just want to make fun of me. I don't know what the hell you guys do, but nonetheless, I appreciate it. We've got a little bit of stuff to cover today. Again, like I always say, a little bit of local news coverage, a little bit of national news coverage, a little bit of sports coverage. So we got a little bit of everything for you today. Let's go ahead and get started with today's weather. I know, like I say, always give a little disclaimer. We broadcast out of Palm Harbor, Florida. So if you're listening from out of the area, this doesn't apply to you. It only applies to the Tampa Bay area. So without any hesitation, let's cut to the weather.
Now, Fox 13 meteorologist Dave Osterberg with your Sky Tower Vector Scan forecast.
Good Thursday morning to you, everybody. Yes, these are our current temperatures. Look at them all in the 80s. 83 in West Chase, 80 in Apollo Beach, 82 in Pinellas Park. Even Land O'Lakes still at 80 degrees. Upper 70s from Newport Richey up the coast all the way to Crystal River. They're sitting at about 77 degrees this morning. Look at the lower 80s from Bradenton southward all the way down through Englewood and the mid to upper 70s Indian. Yeah, it is a massive little steam bath out there for you this morning, and it's the south wind pumping in the warmth and the moisture, and those dew point temperatures, which measure that amount of moisture, we measure them in degrees, and a dew point temperature over 70 degrees, and you're feeling it. It's 77, the dew point outside, 80, the dew point in St. Pete. Yes, folks, you get an idea of what it feels like out there. So once we get into the afternoon, the thing is we don't have great rain chance today. Because of this west wind, we're going to push the rain chance inland. It's about 20 to 30% at best. So that means the heat goes up and up and up, and next thing you know, it's between 105 and 110 this afternoon, the feels like temperature. That's heat advisory criteria. So yes, we have a heat advisory from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our first named storm of the year yesterday, Arthur, happened at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's already gone. So it didn't last very long because it was being completely sheared apart, which is a good thing. But all this moisture's got to go somewhere. And right now, New Orleans is getting a tremendous amount of rain. Hopefully, I see the back edge there. And that's going to go northeastward, so places like Pensacola, all the way through Montgomery, Alabama, back to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. These areas are going to get a significant amount of rain over the next couple of days, and more than likely some flash flooding as well in that area. Yet we are sitting over here with a 20% rain chance. I know, it's just the way it goes, right? So there are no more advisories being issued on Arthur, and what's left of it is working its way east of New Orleans now. And if you look at the rainfall totals for the next week or so, notice the west coast of Florida. Very, very little rain expected. The East Coast gets all the rain, and the northern Gulf Coast gets all the rain. But we get the heat advisory. Yeah, 11 to 7. 1 or 2 inland storms today. Consider yourself lucky if you get one. It will cool a few of us down, but not many of us. 92 will feel like 105 to 110 briefly. Warm and soupy tonight with a low of 82 degrees, and then tomorrow right back to 92 degrees again with a few inland storms. Choppy conditions are expected on the coastal waters today, unfortunately, boaters. And our next 7, this screams June to July to me, but the rain chances are a little bit low for this time of year. Father's Day weekend, highs in the lower 90s with those 30% rain chances.
Now,
Wow. Insane. It is insanely hot down here in Florida. Did you hear what he said? Between 105 to 110 is what the field like temperature is going to be today. And the humidity, it's ridiculous. So I'm not looking forward to ending the show today because I've got to take my dog on a walk early because it's going to be too goddamn hot for him later on today. And I mean, it's already like, it's got to be 90 degrees out there right now, and it's 8:30 almost. You know what I mean? I don't know if it is 90, but I mean, it certainly feels like it is. And as soon as I get done with this show, I got to go take him on an early morning walk so that way he gets his energy out because I'm sure as shit not taking him later on today. It's not an option. It's never going to happen. But yeah, so I don't have any video footage of it, but all these tornadoes out in the Midwest they're just out of control. Also, I mean, the weather everywhere is tricky. You know what I mean? The devastation and the destruction that's going on in the Midwest right now with these tornadoes it's ridiculous. I was watching a morning show before I started doing my prep for this, and I mean, just buildings are leveled. There was a car museum that I guess it houses collectible cars and whatnot, and they showed the entire thing was just destroyed, taken down, and all the cars were just smashed to pieces underneath the rubble of what this building used to be. It's crazy. So I don't know, those people up in the Midwest, they're having a hard time right now. I mean, I'm over here crying about the heat. At least I've got a home with air conditioning, you know what I mean, that I can run to if it gets too hot outside. These poor bastards up in the Midwest, I mean, they don't have anything anymore. Their lives have been ripped out from above them, So yeah, it's a terrible thing. If you guys haven't been watching the news or heard about it, take a look at it. It's pretty wild how bad the destruction is out there in the Midwest. But anyway, try to stay if you're down here in the Bay Area, stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. If you're working outdoors today, you know what I mean? Just make sure you do the right thing and you don't overheat and overexert yourselves out in this heat because it's going to be hot out there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cases of what is it called? Heat exhaustion coming up here soon. So yeah, just make sure you take care of yourself if you're working outdoors today. Moving on with the show. Now, I don't know. This story kind of gets me a little bit. This Gilgo Beach murderer guy, or as I like to call it, the Dildo Beach murderer guy, because I've got the mentality of a 12-year-old boy. So the Gilgo Beach murder thing happened like many years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I'm getting my timelines confused, but it seems like this story's been in the headlines for quite a few years now. And this son of a bitch just got sentenced yesterday, it seems like, I don't know, like the sentencing should have been a while ago after all this happened and he got caught and found guilty. I don't know why the sentencing hearing took so long, but I guess the judge laid down his sentence yesterday. This is a 3-minute clip. It's a little bit longer than what I like to run, but I encourage everyone to pay attention to the clip and watch the end when the judge lays down the sentence. This judge, pretty much, he ain't taking any shit. You know what I mean? Like the Honorable Grady Judd, Sheriff Grady Judd down here in Polk County, Florida. I think this guy's right there on the same level as Grady because this guy is not taking any crap, and he certainly is not hiding behind what he needs to tell this scumbag that killed a bunch of women and strangled them to death for personal gain and no other reason aside from that. So take a look at this clip. Let me know.
There are no words I can say. I am responsible for what was said in this room today. The words I would say have no meaning, and I'm going to leave it there at this time.
Speak up.
Mr. Human, as Mr. Tierney said, I know that you're sorry that you got caught. I assume that you're sorry for what you've done to your wife and children. Are you a little bit sorry for what you did to these poor innocent women? 8 women that you strangled to death? At least 8 that we know of? Are you at least a little bit sorry for that? Yes?
Yes, I am.
You know what? You've been described as a very big man. But you're a disgusting and despicable small man, if you're a man at all. And you're a coward. As a result of your plea of guilty to murder in the first degree under count 1 of indictment 73544 of 2024, it's essentially court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. With respect to count 2, murder in the first degree, it's essentially court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. With respect to count 3, plead guilty to murder in the first degree, it's essentially the court that you serve the rest of your life without the possibility of parole. Those 3 sentences to run consecutive with each other. With respect to count 7, murder in the second degree, it's essentially the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. With respect to count 8, murder in the second degree, it's essentially the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. With respect to count 9, murder in the second degree, it's essentially the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. And finally, with respect to count 10, murder in the second degree, it's essentially the court that you serve an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a minimum of 25 years and a maximum of your life. All of those sentences to run consecutive with each other. Mr. Tierney, with respect to counts 4, 5, and 6,
We move to dismiss, Your Honor, in satisfaction of that sentence.
that application is granted. Other agencies to collect. Anything else, gentlemen?
Nothing from the people.
Mr. Brown?
Nothing further.
All right, get him out of here.
Yeah, that's how you judge people. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you do. I mean, you tell them exactly what needs to be said, and you don't pussyfoot around and whatever. I mean, this guy, he was obviously disturbed by the stories, rightfully so. I mean, this guy literally just strangled, like he said, 8 women that we know of. It's probably more, but you can only hear that so much before your blood starts to boil, especially if you're the judge that's going to lay down the sentencing. So good for that judge. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, he's my kind of judge. I never want to go in front of him. I'll tell you that much. But I definitely would like to see him again in the future, judging somebody else for their actions when they're guilty, because that guy didn't take any shit, and I like it. I like it a lot. So now we've got another court case, which is rather interesting. It's in Louisiana. And, you guys have heard me preach in this show before, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth kind of thing, Hammurabi style of justice. Well, apparently in Louisiana, that's exactly what they're doing now. This guy, well, I'll just watch the clip and then I'll elaborate further afterwards. See, I don't want to give a spoiler alert. So here, take a look at this and then we'll talk about it.
Good evening to you, friends. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Merriweather here with Elizabeth Val. We're going to start with a case that's getting a lot of attention after a judge issued a rare and much talked about punishment for a man who admitted to raping a young teenager.
The suspect will serve prison time and will be physically castrated. Miranda Thomas spoke with prosecutors today. Miranda.
Prosecutors say many sex crimes go unreported because victims are afraid, but they're hoping this case serves as an example of what could happen when victims come forward. Prosecutors in Livingston Parish say justice is finally served after 54-year-old Glenn Sullivan admitted he raped a young girl.
The allegations had began several years ago that Mr. Sullivan had repeatedly raped her, and one of the rapes, actually the first rape, at the age of 14, she became pregnant.
A judge sentenced Sullivan to 50 years behind bars and physical castration. Castration is something Assistant District Attorney Brad Cassio says is not common, but paints a clear picture.
The state legislature gives us tools that we can use to fight crime and protect victims. And this is one of those tools in a prosecutor's toolbox that we have at our disposal. And if I have the opportunity to do it, and I think that it's just, and that the crime calls for it, I'm going to try my best to use it.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? You know what I mean? I don't know why it's taken this long to come to a determination of this being a form of punishment that should be issued out according to the crime. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, you rape somebody, you get your junk cut off. You know what I mean? You steal something, you get a finger cut off, and depending on the severity of the theft. You know, I'm not saying cut somebody's or some kid's finger off for stealing a candy bar from the Circle K, but I mean, if you break into someone's home and you steal from them, cut their fingers off so they can never steal again. You know what I mean? And then they do it again. If they can figure out a way to get it done again, then you cut the hand off. You go all the way to the wrist, and so on and so forth. I don't know why this isn't part of the justice system thus far. Moving forward, the penalty should absolutely fit the crime. And God, yeah, I love it. I love everything about it. So yes, absolutely, castration, move forward, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Hammurabi, I'm an idiot. Hammurabi had it. He understood. He knew what was up. So good for him, and good for Louisiana for taking a stand for justice in a way that is going to prove a point and make sure that no one or that everyone rather understands what the penalty can be if you do a heinous crime such as rape or murder. You know what I mean? It is what we kill people, we give them the death penalty for murder, so that's an eye for an eye. You kill somebody, you can get sentenced to death for it. So why is the castration, not been used moving forward in rape cases? It only makes sense. So yeah, good for you, Louisiana. Good for you, Hammurabi, for making that happen. Hammurabi 2028. That's all I'm saying. Well, moving on into a little bit of sporting news. Patrick Mahomes, this fucking guy is rich. And when I say rich, he's not Elon Musk rich. And we'll get into him here in a second. But he's rich. This guy just got a huge, huge contract extension. And I believe with all the, well, I was going to give you a number, but I'll go ahead and play the clip so that way you can just hear it right from the horse's mouth.
In NFL news, the Chiefs are adding 2 years to Patrick Mahomes' contract, reworking the deal that ties him to Kansas City through 2033 at a value of $504.75 million, making it the first NFL deal valued at over $500 million. The new money on the contract is worth $239.05 million from 2026 through 2033, with the first 4 years being guaranteed at signing, and all $500 million change becomes guaranteed through contract mechanisms. In fact, Mahomes can make up to $522.25 million through incentives and escalators beginning in 2027. When the new money begins, the deal averages $64 million per year, setting an NFL record for average annual value. In NFL,
holy crap. I want to say, and I'm just going off memory here, I could be off, but I want to say that his original 5-year contract, when he got out of his rookie contract, or as he was coming up, when he became, the one of the most decorated quarterbacks in the league at the time. I want to say his original contract was worth $275 million for either 4 or 5 years, and that was the entire contract. And at that time, he was the highest paid player in the NFL. And now he's getting $236 million per year for the next 2 years, putting him with endorsement, or not endorsements, but with all the other factors involved at over $500 million for the next 2 years. That's great. I think that, over the last couple of seasons, Mahomes has done well, but he certainly hasn't performed as he did in the years past. And I'm hoping that, he can live up to the standard of financial, trust that they put into him, because that's got to be murder on their salary cap at this point. It's got to be absolute murder. One man is making all of that. That's going to push everything else down, and hopefully he gets it done. I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I do like watching Mahomes play, because I think he's incredible with his on-field just ability to read the field and see, pretty much his head's on a 360-degree swivel at all times. He's amazing at that. But is he worth $500 million over the course of the next 2 years? Well, only time will tell. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can live up to that standard, because that's a lot of money. But speaking of money, I was reading a clip today. Elon Musk. All right. So again, we just talked about, Mahomes making, 500 million and breaking his ass, and getting tackled and sacked and, possibly maimed and injured, on a daily and then certainly on a weekly basis for, regular season, 17 weeks. And if, they go to the playoffs and bowl, it's even longer of a season for them. I mean, getting physically annihilated week after week after week, and just the physical training that goes into it, and the dedication to the sport. So he's going through all of that, and he's making. I don't want to say only $500 million because that's a lot of fucking money, but he's making 500 million for 2 years. I was reading an article this morning, and Elon Musk, uh, in the 6.5 hour trading session on Friday, I believe it was, when SpaceX went public, he made more money in that 6.5 hours than Warren Buffett has made his entire life. He made more in 6.5 hours than Warren Buffett's net worth of a lifetime of being Warren Buffett. That's a crazy statistic. 6.5 hours. That's amazing. So yeah, I know. I think it said Warren Buffett's biggest gain day during a trading session was about $2 billion, and Elon Musk made somewhere in the ballpark of like 180 or 280, or I'm sorry, he made $2 billion, and Elon Musk made somewhere in the ballpark of 180 or 200 billion dollars during that trading session, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. So he literally made more money in 6.5 hours than Warren Buffett has made his entire life. Incredible. And what do you do with all that money when you have all that money? You've got to put that money to use and do some good with it. I mean, what do you do with all that money? Do you sit on it? Do you reinvest it? Do you make more money? Do you need to make more money? Do you go and you what do you do for humanity when your net worth is worth more than some small countries that are around the world? I mean, what do you do with all of that money? That's, it's insanity. So hopefully this fucking guy does something with it and does some good for the world, and not just for himself with that money. And, I don't know. He's definitely, well, that kind of money will definitely put you on Mars. So, that'll be his next mission to get to Mars. And then we'll see where the rocket takes us from there, I guess. But yeah, that's a lot of money. A lot. Some happy news for me anyway. I am a huge, always have been, always will be, a huge Austin Powers fan. And there's rumors that there might be another one coming out. Check it out.
Actor Mike Myers says a fourth Austin Powers movie is in the works. Myers had a sit-down interview with Trevor Noah when asked if we're ever going to see an Austin Powers 4. He simply replied, yes. It was an excited yes. The update comes after Myers reprised his Dr. Evil role for a new ad on Verizon alongside Seth Green, Rob Lowe, and Mindy Sterling. This comes like 23 years after the last installment. It's been a minute. It's nostalgic. I know. We've got one Matt Howerton who's really excited about it.
I can't wait to see it, but I know in my heart that it's going to be terrible. It's going to rip off the other three movies. There's not going to be any originality to it whatsoever. It's going to be the same old played out jokes from the first three movies. And it's going to be awful. It's going to be gut-wrenchingly terrible. But I will be at the movies on opening night to see it because that's how big of an Austin Powers fan I am. When the original Austin Powers came out, I was working years ago as a line cook at Carrabba's Italian Grill up here in Tampa in Carrollwood. And the whole restaurant, we were all Austin Powers fans, and none of us had seen the movie yet. But we knew that it was funny based on, what people had said and whatever. And so we made a plan one night after work, all of us. I mean, there must have been 30 of us from work to go to the late show, the late night showing of Austin Powers right after work. It was a great time. We were huge Austin Powers fans. I still am, and I hope it doesn't suck. But I know in my heart it's gonna be god awful. So yeah, if you guys are Austin Powers fans, hopefully we have something to look forward to. If you're as big of a fan as I am, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I know it's going to be disappointing and heartbreaking. Like the Scary Movie that just came out. My wife and I went to go see the latest Scary Movie. I believe it's the sixth one that just came out, and I think I talked about it on the previous broadcast, but it was god awful. There was a couple scenes there that made me laugh like crazy, but then the rest of the movie was probably one of the most pathetic pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. So, yep. Hopefully Austin Powers does not do that. Hey, listen, guys, it has been a great show today. I'm very happy and very excited that I was able to get this show going back up and running yesterday, today, and then I'll have another one for you tomorrow. We're going to do our normal weekly broadcast later on this afternoon about 4:30. Mike will be joining me along with Angel, and we're going to talk about some dumb shit. The show's not quite as serious as this one, although this one isn't quite as serious as some other shows, but, you know, it's a little bit more just lighthearted and funny than this one. We're not a news-based show during the evening. We make fun of everything. Nothing is safe. So that show will be on about 4:30-ish. If you don't catch it live, don't worry. As always, they convert in the podcast. You can watch it on YouTube the next day, or you can watch it on Facebook on our page. Remember, Gorilla Radio Network on Facebook, Gorilla Radio 47 on Instagram, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at OG Gorilla Radio. You've been listening to The Daily Dose. My name's Eric. Always a pleasure, entertaining and informing. And I look forward to talking to you guys later on today. And have a great rest of your workday on this fine, hot Thursday afternoon. Remember, drink plenty of water if you're working outside, because I don't want to hear that you died today. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Yo, his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's joking how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, loud. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes